Welcome to Vertical Football, and this is the five things we learned. Yeah, Man City won, Chelsea won. Yeah, I believe for everyone we will enjoy that game. It's a very very enjoyable game, given the way Man City played and the way Chelsea also played. I think I enjoyed the game. The setup, most especially the way Chelsea set up, the way Manchester City built into the Chelsea setup. Like Chelsea was trying to block space, but at the same time, Manchester City with their level of technicality with the players that they have in those boxes, Cherki, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Reinders, even Rodri, how they were just manufacturing spaces with pass. I feel like I enjoyed every single action, and Chelsea coming in and getting the late equalizer, I just feel like he crowned the match, and it was a deserved draw for Chelsea. Though they didn't start, they played into their own structure in the first half, trying to hold the whole thing around, just make sure they are compact. Manchester City tried their best to like break it, but didn't get so much out of it. Created some high quality chances, but they were fortunate to get that first goal. But Chelsea still held on to the compactness in the first half, and then when it came into the second half, I feel like they were brave. They came out, opened, and went on to like play. And eventually, he caused them some one or two problems at the back, but he eventually worked. He went on to like work, getting the last minute equalizer. So let's jump into the five things we learned. Let's discuss about it. So for me, the number one thing is the setup. We just have to talk about the setup. Yeah. And after finishing the match, all the thing I can like wrap my mind around, like, what's this setup about? I think the three basic things that the setup is about is, number one, be compact. Yeah. The first thing is to be compact, and that compactness allow them to block Man City from progressing the ball through the center of the pitch. So when they like try to do something at the center of the pitch, there was always jumpers because they were small in that space. Achimpong tries to jump, Chaluba tries to jump. Everybody's just kept on jumping and make sure they are pushing Man City back. And Man City found, okay, now we are not getting it right. I feel like for the first 20-25 minutes, they didn't really manufacture anything through the middle. But in those 20 minutes, they start going wide, like play the ball a little bit, get it to Foden, then he sends it to Bernardo Silva. But Malo Gusto did a good job of keeping Bernardo Silva and Ryan Cherki under, like he kept them under the radar. So I feel like the first thing that the idea does for us is to keep us compact. And the second thing is, when we were on the ball, we try to like slow down the tempo of the ball and allow Man City come into the game. It was more like we were baiting them. So that's the second thing that the idea does, like hold on to the ball, keep calm, just keep passing it around the back of the post, then allow them come, then either look for a long pass or try and break through into the play, into the midfield, into the second phase of the pitch, and then into the final third. But it didn't really work out well like that, but that's like the basic idea. So the third thing was to hit on transition. As much as we are being compact, and sometimes when we are on the ball, we want to bait them into coming. The basic idea in how to get something was to hit them on transition. So anytime we got on the ball and when Man City was on the ball and we just stole it from them, we were just looking for all those quick, intricate and then boom, to either the left-hand side or to the right-hand side. But I just felt like in the first half, we didn't really have so much of the personality to do something good with the ball when we got it on transition. So I feel like the idea did those three basic things. Help us to be compact, reduce the tempo on the ball, and hit on transition. So let's go into the second thing. I think the second thing for me was, after the first 35 minutes, the concentration dropped. Yeah, the concentration dropped. We began to lose the ball easily. The timing of our jump was not that accurate anymore. And Man City were just, okay, let's bait them into a jump. When we just jumped, they just played like a very sweet line breaking pass into the other guy who is already doing the overlapping run. And our concentration level, we just kept on going down. And another thing that I saw was, before I go into that one thing I just want to say is, I don't want to be too strict with the guys. I don't want to be too hard. I felt like it was kind of like hard to maintain such a level. And what level am I talking about? Playing without the ball. It's not an easy job. As a club as Chelsea, like at times you want to have the ball, you want the possession to be shared so that you can create something, because all we were just doing was trying to hold up space, trying to move in units, trying to press at the right time, trying to hit on transition. We were not necessarily having the ball most of the time. So I didn't really blame the guys. I understand why the concentration went down, because holding up that kind of level, playing without the ball, is not something that is very, very easy. And another thing is the attacking guys also, they were not really keeping the ball. And this is speaking about the first half. They were not really keeping the ball in the person of Palmer, Estevao, Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto still tried a little bit. João Pedro who was kind of like exceptional in the first half, getting fouls, holding up, linking up, all those things. But Palmer, I felt like he struggled in keeping the ball in the first half. So he just more like, I saw the reactions from people like Enzo Fernandez, like when they lost the ball up front, it's just like he's just throwing himself all around, and that will affect the morale and the concentration level of the players. So let's go into the third thing. The third thing is the very obvious one. In the second half, we became very brave. Yeah, we decided to step up the game. I feel like it was a plan from I don't know if it's the coach or the team. Let's just say the team, the coach. The idea was to hold them up very well in the first half and try and hit them on transition, but it did not result in anything. And unfortunately, we also conceded goal. But if that had been the situation where we didn't concede any goal, coming into the second half, I feel like we would have had a chance to go on to maybe win the match. I would say, you don't know what the match will turn out to be, but I feel like we would have the chance to go on to win that match, because coming back in the second half, we came out very brave. Though he went in two ways. Firstly, he gave us chances to attack. He allowed us attack. We could move higher up, gain possession of the ball, create chances, and convert chances. But the second part is he opened us to attack. And you saw it when we came into the second half, the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, we conceded a whole lot of chances. Like Nilalan just moving with the ball, Ryan Cherki collecting the ball, Reinders moving through. Like, we consider chances because we have moved higher up. And when we move higher up, Chalobah is the guy who kind of like jump when the opponent gets the ball back. He wants to like quickly, aggressively press. Maybe they can commit error and we get the ball back. So that half-line space is always open and they just find quick passes into that space. But I think Badiashile was kind of like solid in the second half, going into the place where he intercepts those balls when they were supposed to like go straight into our land in all those places. So I felt like being brave in the second half was really good for us. And also the substitution of Estevao for Santos really helped us. He helped us a lot in how we set up to play in the second half, because he just moved Estevao out of that place because he wasn't really doing so much. I felt like they were bullying him. They were using so much power against him. But bringing Santos in just give us like a balance in the midfield, defensively and offensively, because it's that guy who has the engine. It's just like having two Enzo Fernandez on the pitch. They will cover distance for you. They will do defensive work for you. They will also add to the offensive duty. So I feel like we were very, very brave in the second half. The fourth thing is, as much as we don't want to be too critical, I felt like we didn't take our chances, and that last goal was something that just saved us. It saved us like big time. It saved us because we didn't have so much of the ball in the first half, but we had a very beautiful chance in that ball where Pedro Neto gave to Estevao. We were not clinical about that. I felt like he just missed his timing in the kick. This kind of match is a match where, when you know that you are not going to have so much of the possession and the opponents you are playing is opponents with high quality, you need to be able to bury your chance as soon as you are getting it. Like, you know that you will not get so much of chances. The ones that you get, quickly bury it. And in those points, you can just go back and go and do the remaining duty and defend well. And when you get another one, bury it. We got some very high quality chance in the first one from Estevao that he didn't get a chance to put his leg on very well. The second one, with Pedro Neto, the ball, Enzo Fernandez, very, very beautiful pass from Enzo Fernandez, the way he turned his body against Matheus Nunes and passed to Pedro Neto. I was expecting him to bury it, but he didn't bury it. And the third one from Liam Delap, though, that was not really a full chance like that, but it's still something that he could have put at the back of the net. So I'm just trying to let the players know that sometimes you might not be fortunate to get that last minute goal. All you just need to do is when you get your chance, bury it. Look at Man City, couple of chances, maybe like 2-3 chances, and they have buried one. They have scored one quick. Like I though it was close to like a gift from Badiashile, because I was expecting that he closed that ball very well, but when you get chances, it's just as simple as make sure you bury it, because you don't know if you will still get the opportunity to get goal or even get chances as the game progress. Yeah. So the last thing for me is just I feel like individual brilliance where they were much in this particular game from what's his name? I feel like Andre Santos had a big impact on the game. Enzo Fernandez, I'm really pleased with Enzo Fernandez. I feel like Cole Palmer, he struggled a little bit. Yeah, most especially, he covered a whole lot of ground. I feel like he's one of those guys who covered ground in this match. But up front, he struggled in keeping the ball. There are some times where he wants to beat one, he's just losing the ball to the other guy. With the goalkeeper, I enjoyed what I saw. His distribution, he really helped us to beat Man City press the majority of the time. Though there were some times where we had turnovers, but he helped us to beat the press. And Malo Gusto, Pedro Neto, like Joao Pedro, all of these guys were like top level. Chaluba, Badiashile, that error was something that we didn't want to see anymore. But I think his overall game was good. But Liam Delap had a good impact on the game when he come. Is running into space, running in behind, all of those kind of things was good. He helped us he added threats into the attack, but his indiscipline is something that we need to address. I feel like he's getting too much. You don't, if not even for the sake of anything, for the sake of humanity, you just have to understand that you don't push people like that. I feel like that was childish. It was unnecessary. Oh, you have pushed the ball into his front and he's trying to badge you away. You must know that this game is a game of contact. He's supposed to do that. If you were the defender, that's the same thing that you have done. But you going as far as, it's more like you just threw him to the board. What if it was worse than what it is? Thank God it didn't have so much big effect on the guy. You just put a guy that is having less time to play. You just throw him on injury and all of those kind of things. So I think he needs to work on that. And high praises from me to the coach. My colleagues in the studio are saying we should keep the guy. I really appreciate his work. I like what I saw. He had a plan. He was not clueless. Yeah, he was not clueless. And it's still big ups to the guy. It's big ups to the guy. Even when I watch his press conference, one thing I'm really happy about is the way he spoke. I said, the structure, that the way we play in the first team is the way that they are playing in the under 21s, because they wanted the integration to be very smooth. And it's very obvious that that's the same thing, because coming into this one, we couldn't necessarily see the difference in the it is Maresca, it is this. We know if Maresca was there was still going to be difference, but we didn't see that large amount of difference. So it's a big ups for me to the coach. I think I like what I saw. I just wish him well. I hope he does better in his job. So guys, these are my 5 things. I don't know what you saw. Please put it in the comment section. Let's discuss about it. Are you pleased with the draw with Man City, or you're expecting Chelsea to win? So let's talk about it in the comment section. This is brought to you by Vertical Football. Till we see you some other time. Namaste.